There is no concept of freedom in the New World Order. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, that you will be presented with a strict set of rules on how you will live your life.
We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your country.
Everything. And we're not joking. We're not lying. We're not exaggerating. This is so bad, everyone, that we're willing to take this risk. And we're not.
Well, we are indeed back again. Yep, hopefully I've got it correct, right? I can always only but laugh at the guy from NASA. We're not joking. We're not lying. We're not exaggerating. Oh man, every time I watch it, I can only but laugh at the guy. Is that bad? Of course, the entities at NASA, they do not fool me or you. That is for sure, right? Not one bit. Anyway, good afternoon. Not good evening this time. Or it could be wherever you may be in this absolutely mental world that we live in. Let me see. There we go. So, before I say hello, you might have noticed by the title, One World Religion. All hail the one world religion, right? Is it coming? Is it already here? Does it already exist? We might find out, right? And we will hear from, well, we did already at the very beginning, from the late great William Milton Cooper, or is it Milton William Cooper? I always get it confused. Even simple names, I get them confused, right? It's me. So, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you may be. Hopefully, we're all good with the audio because, yeah, I was messing about with different bits here and there. So I might have messed up the audio. So hopefully you can let me know. Let me quickly say hello before we get cracking, right? Sunday. Is it a beautiful Sunday where you are? Not rain today, but not the best of weather, right? For July, into July now. I mean, where's the summer, right? That's what I feel. I can't think of any consecutive days where it's been pleasant. it always it always tends to be windy or bloody raining or cloudy. And I keep thinking, well, it's meant to be summer, right? It's meant to be summer. Yeah, in the spraying. Well, hey, that never stops, put it that way. We might touch on that a wee bit more as we get on. We're going to go about maybe 2.5 hours today. We're going to hear from Bill Cooper, and that is going to be about 10 minutes long, I think. But you have to hear it. You really do. We're going to cover an article, and then we're going to listen to what Bill Cooper had said. And then after that, we're going to discuss a wee bit more. And we're also going to look into a few bits that happened on a certain date, which is the date that this agreement, if you like, pact got signed, right? So quite an interesting one today, if I can't say so myself. But there you go. So good afternoon, even. I got it wrong already. Usually I'm on it at night, so a bit different today, right? Hopefully, everyone's had a good weekend, including Davey. Davey A, back again. Good to see you. And our good friend Justine. Always a pleasure to see beautiful Justine. And Zoo Scott back in the hood. A pleasure to see you back again, right? Who else did I see there? Space Hopper Mark, back again. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. And Pedro in the hood. There you go. Good afternoon to you. And of course, our brother Frank, the information tank, right? He never lets us down. Our brother Frank. Good to see you back again. Audio's all good. So we're good to go, right? We're cooking. We're cooking by gas. Well, if you can buy gas today. Climate change, right? Don't use gas anymore. You'll kill the planet. Don't drive your car on a Sunday and the planet will get an extra 2 weeks, right? So keep going. You can see that happening. I think they talked about possibly a day where you don't drive. Oh man, what a world, right? It is. It's quite insane. And it's a genuine, that's going to be a genuine thing. I mean, we've talked about it in the past where we've read articles that basically touched on the potential of in the way of a lockdown, but not a pandemic lockdown, a climate crisis lockdown. So I shouldn't laugh, but it's insane. That's the only way I can describe it. That is most likely in the pipeline, to be honest. We might touch on that a wee bit more as we get on. We've got a first timer in the hood. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it and you'll hang around, right? And it's good to see new faces and new people engaging. I like the fact that we've got a nice, strong community, but it is good to see a new face popping in and saying hello, right? You're in good hands here and you'll get well looked after in the chat. And if you want to engage, either with myself or anyone in the chat, a moderator or either, you can certainly engage and people they will take you on in terms of discussion, right? We still believe in discussion and debate. What's that? Yeah. People don't know anymore, right? But there you go. You're more than welcome. You're certainly welcome, and you're welcome to hang around, and you're welcome to check out any videos that we've already done, right? It's similar. Well, they're always similar, but different topics, I suppose. So who else did I see? Tony late to the party. Where did he go? Oh, he's gone. There he goes. And that's Justine, right? Oh man, one of these days, I'm gonna get it right. What am I doing? I thought I was pressing an arrow, but it wasn't. It was a mark on the screen. My eyesight, right? We'll go with that. Anthony's in the hood. There he goes there. Always a pleasure to see Anthony, who is now addicted to Still Game because we mentioned it. So if you've not watched Still Game, you'll find it on YouTube. It's on Netflix, but yeah, I don't really like advertising Netflix, even though I've got it, right? But you're better off. You're better off without it. They are an evil entity. But then again, so is YouTube, Google, Alphabet. Name an organization that's not. We're stuck in this beast system trying to expose the roots of it. The way expose the way it's heading. Like the late great Bill Cooper had done for, well, Bill done it for about, I don't know, 2 decades. Day in, day out, trying to tell people, look, the New World Order, it's going to roll out big time, if not already. And as the years went by, it was like, well, yep, that's New World Order. Yep, that's New World Order. That's the hidden hand. That's the work of the occult. Tick, 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 tick every time. And here we are today. I mean, I really do wish that Bill had still been alive today. But to be honest, I think he would die of shock at the state of the world. I shouldn't laugh at that, but just at the state of the world today, in the complete insanity, in the fact that it's happening, people have let it happen. It really is quite staggering. But there you go. That's the world that we're in. We keep going. We keep fighting. I can see as well. Is it our good friend who changed his name? Stick with an easy name, right? Don't pick a hard one for me, or I'll just call you number 4. I guess, yeah, that's for shortened. That'll work, right? But I forgot your original name. Me and my memory, right? But it's good to see you back again, and yeah, a pleasure to have you. In the hood, right? What did Frank say? Genetic mod of man, no joke. Yeah, Frank knows the score, right? And Frank will engage as well. So feel free to ask Frank any questions and he'll sort you out. So, without, I guess, further ado, we're going to get into a bit of a slideshow. It's not very long. And then we go to Bill Cooper. My throat's went away. As soon as I go live, throat's gone, closes up, finished, right? Let me see if I can work it. That would help. So we're good to go. If I just maximize it, and I can see it better. What I'll do is I'll jump back to the comments in a bit, right? So, thank you to everyone for joining this Sunday, beautiful Sunday, live here in the rolling hills of Murrayshire in the northeast of Bonnie, Scotland, right? In fact, let me get rid of that banner because it can get in the way, right? You'd think it wouldn't, but it does. So, I've done that before. People can't read it because the banner, and obviously I never noticed, but I have noticed in the past actually people couldn't see it. So we'll take it away, right? All good in the hood. What do people think about a one world religion? Actually, before we get into it, I said we could have a discussion. So, do people think? Does anyone think that it's already here? And does anyone think that it is going to happen? We are going to see a one world religion, right? Go. Now everyone's typing now. Shh. The whole, I don't know, 12 that's watching, but we never get the same in the comments. But for me personally, going by what I've seen, even before I made this video, I think it's probably already there, and it's only a matter of time, and it's basically, you see it in all its glory, right? I think it'll be kind of in the shadows, if you like, and you might see a wee bit more as to why I think that. So we've got Gary as well in the hood. Good to see Gary. Gary Rodden back again. Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, Bill Cooper, many people throughout the years have said, look, they want a one world government, a one world religion, a one world monetary system, a one world military, a one world police force, a one world juice. Look out for it, right? A one world Soylent Green. Yeah, you can see that coming. So I think Gary knows pretty much the way it's heading. Justine, it's being rolled out now. Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. I think they're certainly now beginning to put pieces into place, right? What I'm a wee bit unsure of is, will it have a new name, or will it be a name that we already know? I'm unsure. Oh, Justine's buffering even. You need to get 5G, right? You need to get the Elon Musk Starlink. Don't do it. Of course, don't do that. Whatever you do. Although in the future that could be the only show in town, I'd imagine. You'll be forced into it. Yeah, look out for it, right? This sort of internet, it'll be a thing of the past. It'll be reset in the great robbery. And they'll have the new internet with the metaverse. Yay! We're not worthy. So yeah, I think most people probably think along the same lines as me. I would imagine. So let's now get into it. It's great to see Gary back in the hood, and thank you, Justine, as well. Do we know who these two cretins are? I think everyone knows the guy in the white, right? Is it Francis? I can't remember his full name, actually. I was only reading about him today. It's gone. So many names come in and out. Just they don't stay, right? They just bounce in between this empty space and then disappear. Hence the poor memory. Pope Francis. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe him, as a false prophet. That's a good way to describe the majority of these entities. They are indeed false prophets, without a doubt. So we know about the Pope, right? We all know about him and the evil ways. They don't fool anyone. They simply don't. Anyone that they do fool, fucking hell, they need to get their head examined, honestly. So, to begin with, we're going to go to this website called The Tablet, which is kind of fitting, actually. And we're going back to January the 18th, 2022. So January of this year, right? Interfaith agreement won't create one world religion, says author. Right. And Judge Salam emphasized that the Abrahamic faiths share aspirations towards peace and justice. Right. Now, he's emphasized about the peace and justice, yay, for the world, right? Which they've been trying to get seemingly since day naught. How have they got on with that? Not very well by the looks of it. Of course, the majority of wars, they should not be. But they are. So yeah, he emphasized that. Remember, keep that in mind, right? Now, there's a few names in this that, yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. So, to stick with it, an advisor to Sheikh Ahmed Al-Tayeb, Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, has issued a detailed statement on the document on human fraternity. Signed in Abu Dhabi by Pope Francis and the Grand Imam on the 4th of February 2019 now, a date we're going to remember. Judge Mohammed Salam, who was personally involved in the drafting of the Abu Dhabi document, is at pains to deny that the signatories aimed to merge the different faiths into, quote, one world religion, close quote. Yeah, he had to make that point, right? The Grand Imam. What lodge does he belong to? The human fraternity. Yeah. Interesting choice of words, right? And it pained him to deny. Don't worry, it's not a one world religion. No, don't be stupid. Kind of looks like one. No, it's not. Don't be silly, right? Of course it's not. Yeah. In his address published in Arabic on the ubano.org website, Judge Salam said, the Abu Dhabi document was conceived as a call for peace and coexistence, quote, addressed to all human beings, believers and non-believers, close quote. But lately, quote, a false narrative, close quote, had grown around this initiative, presenting it as an attempt to create, quote, a new religion called the Abrahamic religion, close quote. Right. To all human beings, believers and non-believers. And it's a call to dismiss any false narrative. Yeah, about a new one world religion. I wonder where that idea came from. Anyone? Yeah. Sticking with it, right? Remember some of this. Keep it in mind, right? Especially when we listen to Bill Cooper. The project will see the construction of a church, a mosque, a synagogue, and a cultural centre on the same site. All free. Don't tell me it's going to be designed in the shape of a triangle, right? We'll look into that a wee bit more in the future. Quote, some websites and social media, close quote. Mohammed Salam said, quote, some have targeted this project by falsely claiming that the initiative is an attempt to unify all Abrahamic religions and promote a one world religion. Close quote. The Egyptian judge referred to the expression, quote, Chrislam, close quote. So like Christianity and Islam together, which you'll get Chrislam. Now, until I had read this, I had never heard of the word Chrislam, to be honest. just never came across it, even in stuff that I've read about a one world religion. Maybe you have, and if you have, you can let me know, right? But sticking with it, Chrislam, which was being used, and he said, quote, media manipulation campaigns, close quote. Who was that? The BBC? Yeah. Sky News, they're good at manipulation campaigns, right? Alleging the existence of plans to, quote, merge, close quote, Christianity and Islam into a single religion. Yeah, because no one's ever thought that was coming, right? Sure. Sticking with it, the facts are, Salam stated, that a mosque, church, and synagogue will be constructed in 3 separate buildings, and that each of them will clearly express its connection with their respective faith community. The 3 buildings will host rites and liturgies according to their respective traditions, as has been the case for centuries in many Middle Eastern cities, where churches, synagogues, and mosques are often located next to each other. And even on the same ground, he pointed out. Right, so what exactly is the issue? Why do we need an interfaith agreement? Right? Why do we need this, I don't know, government, this structure, when they they clearly already coexist alongside each other, and they have done, even in his own words, for a long time, shared the same ground, right? But now it's going to be under a different body. Sticking with it, Salam did explain, however, that the 3 religious traditions often share the same aspirations for peace and justice. And the house of the Abrahamic family, whose names refer to the link which unites Jews, Christians, and Muslims to the patriarch Abraham, right? So the big boss, the head, Abraham, would certainly be a sign of this sharing. This took nothing away from the practical particularity even and richness of the traditions of each community of believers. Right. So there's a however. We do share aspirations for peace and justice. Yay. So we may as well kinda, I don't know, seeing as we're all hunched up together, I guess we may as well be the same body, work in conjunction, in coexistence, and become a one world religion. This basically, what it clearly looks like, is a stepping stone to a one world religion. Clear as day. And the fact that they're even coming out and saying, look, it's not going to be a one world religion. Wow, that pretty much says it all, to be honest. I mean, who are they trying to kid, right? And now I want you to remember what has just been said. Hopefully you got to read it, because I kind of butchered it, to be honest. Oh, man. But there you go. And that's life, but not as we know it fashion. But I want you to remember what was being said, right? About the peace and the justice, the Abrahamic faiths, the families, the uniting of these faiths. Because we're now going to go to Bill Cooper, right? And then we're going to have a chat, and then we're going to look at the 4th of February, right? So quite an interesting one, but it's all connected. It's all intertwined, if you like, right? Good to see Pedro back again. Now, Pedro, yeah, well, that's pretty much where we were going. So Pedro knows the score, right? A lot of people do know about Bill Cooper's work, which is great. But I do like to sort of refresh, point out, especially stuff that I feel could be important, right? Not everyone likes Bill Cooper, so it can be a bit risky. But hey, I like a lot of his work. I was going to say I like the guy. I don't know him personally, and of course he's not here today. But the work that he done, wow, pretty much unbelievable, staggering. The amount that he put in, pretty insane, really. But there you go. I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, there you go. There. Oh man. And again. Excuse me. Oh, typical, right? Live sneezing fit. Look out, Convid. There you go. It'll be Omicron. What is it now? I'm unsure. I'm unsure what it is now. So now this video, I got it from, I seen it originally on the Bill Cooper, one of the Bill Cooper channels, but it was mirrored, shared via the Shaking My Head Productions. I'm sure everyone knows about them guys, right? Well, from what I could see, it's a Shaking My Head Productions video, but when I went on his channel, yep, that familiar site again. We know about this site, right? Yeah, closed down, deleted, removed, shock horror. But I think he is on Odyssey in BitChute. So if you're ever looking for Shaking My Head Productions, you will find him on Odyssey. I know he's certainly on Odyssey, and I do follow him on Facebook. I think I've actually been in communication with the guy before. I've followed his work for quite a few years, so I might get in touch and see what the score is. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play the whole, it's about an hour. We might possibly play the remaining part later on. I'm unsure. I'll ask you later. And if you want to, then we could possibly do that as well. And you could engage in real time while watching, of course. So let me see if I can work it right. So it got removed, yeah. So we're now going to go to... I'm unsure of the year, so I've just put 1990 because it was sometime in the 1990s. I think it was about 1994. I forgot to double check, but we know when Bill Cooper was about, and it wouldn't be hard to find out the exact date, to be honest. I could easily do that. And we're going to listen to about 10 minutes of what Bill has to say, and in particular in regards to a one world religion, right? We're all one world religion today, this Sunday. How fitting, right? There you go. I couldn't have picked a better day. And of course, let me know your thoughts if you like. If you've got anything to share or say, put it in the chat. And if you've got any experiences then that you want to share, I'm certainly willing to listen and share. And if I see it, I'll share it, and we'll engage on that, right? So don't feel that you can't engage, because you certainly can, right? So let me see if I can work it. Oh man, I'm hopeless, right? Useless. I've got the video here. So I kept usually what I would have done is taken the audio and made my own sort of content for it. But because I like Shaking My Head Productions, I'm certainly willing to promote the guy. And he's put some visual content to the audio, which is great. I plan on doing similar to at least one Bill Cooper show that I know of. I'm planning on putting basically visual content to the audio, if I can get it right. You'll know what I mean, right? Because obviously Bill never, although he did create video content, not that much. It was mainly radio, right? So it can be quite a task to actually start putting video to audio. It's not it's not something that just you can do in 5 minutes, obviously. So for the future, look out for that, because I do plan. There's one in particular I certainly want to, so look out for that. So we're going to now go to the man himself, Bill Cooper, and he will be discussing a one world religion. And then we're going to have a bit of a chat in regards to the audio and a one world religion, and we're going to look at the 4th of February. Anyone born then? Let me know in the comments, right? So without further ado, here it goes.
So know that religion has been a big thorn in their side since the beginning, and they want to do away with all existing religions save theirs. But what is theirs? What is this religion of theirs that we're going to be forced to join or suffer dire consequences if we choose not to? And everyone will be given a choice. If we study the United Nations, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that there is only one religion that has ever been recognized in the history of that organization. And that religion is the Baha'i faith. Tonight I'm going to take you on a tour of the Baha'i faith and give you a peek into what has to be a merging of all of the mystery religions into a accepted body of teachings and beliefs that these manipulators believe will allow all the people in the world to live together without any conflict. And as I go through this, I think you'll begin to understand why. There is no concept of freedom in the New World Order. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, that you will be presented with a strict set of rules on how you will live your life. You'll have to have permission to have children. The children will be reared by the state, not by the family. You will only probably be forced to work 4 hours a day and be pleasantly entertained with Super Bowls and great sporting contests and fantastic exhibitions and motion pictures and holographic presentations and theatrical works, great art exhibitions, designer drugs, parties. And as you have already noticed on television, gladiators are coming back, although in its present form, blood has not been spilled as of yet. However, it is extremely popular with the less intelligent of what they call the masses. Watch it flower and bloom until one day you will watch two combatants upon a field in front of tens of thousands of people battle to the death once again. And they may be those who choose not to follow the New World religion. A person who really wants to know what's coming in the New World Order will be an avid student of the old Roman Empire. You will be amazed at the similarities and even the exact duplicity of the politics, the lies, the manipulation of the people and of the republic, and the same ruses that were used in Julius Caesar's day to destroy the republic and create a dictatorship ruled by an emperor who ultimately became God, are being played out on the world stage today. The exact scenario. You will even see the exact symbols in use. The next time you're watching C-SPAN, look on each side of the podium where the speaker sits. You will see the fascia. And you see the eagle. And if you look upon the lodges of the Scottish Rite temples, you will see the double-headed eagle. It's all there. It's all the same religion, the same politics, the same lies, the same manipulations, the same controls, the same power struggles, the same greed, the same desire, the same frantic temptations to rule the world by the same people descended from the exact same families. Doubt it not. Dr. E. Stanley Jones wrote, "There is a snag in the statement of the Theosophists and the Baha'is that all religions are basically one and the same and are equally good. Therefore join the Theosophical Society or the Baha'is on that basis. But if they're all the same, why another? It would indeed seem superfluous. Yet Baha'is report a much stronger response from the public during recent years than ever before." And maybe Ferguson was right when he stated that no cult bears a gospel better suited to the temper of our times than the Baha'i. You will soon discover why. You see, this movement, which after all claims only something over 1 million adherents in nearly every country of the world, is worth studying. For among those 1 million adherents, and I sincerely, ladies and gentlemen, believe that it is way beyond that number, are the great families that control the financial systems, economies, banks, the families that rule the nations of the world. Dr. Atkins was right in observing that there is among all the cults nothing more curious than that the old controversy as to the true successor of Muhammad, the prophet, should at last have issued in a universal religion with a temple of unity on the shores of Lake Michigan. You see, Baha'ism is of Persian Mohammedan origin. It traces its beginning to the Mohammedan belief that the last true successor of Muhammad, who disappeared in the 10th century, never died, but is still living in a mysterious city surrounded by a band of faithful disciples, and that at the end of time he will issue forth and fill the earth with justice after it has been filled with iniquity. This hidden successor, ladies and gentlemen, is said to have revealed himself from time to time through those to whom he has made known his will and who are known as Babs, are gates. The gate, that is, whereby communication was reopened between the hidden one and his faithful followers. The last one of these Babs was a young Persian merchant named Mirza Ali Muhammad, who took the title of Bab in 1844, and who had much the same relation to Baha'u'llah as John the Baptist had to Christ. You see, the Bab's career was short-lived. He died a martyr's death at the hand of Persian Mohammedans at the age of 30 years in the year 1850.
So, there you go. That is I think it was about 10 minutes, right? Maybe less. 9 minutes or so from the Bill Cooper episode. Now, I might play the rest at the end. I could easily do that. I could go onto YouTube and we could listen to the rest. I didn't want to play it all, but I wanted to play that part in particular, especially because of what we covered. Excuse me. Especially because of what we covered. I found that all rather fitting, right? Quite interesting that the evil entity that is the United Nations, the only religion seemingly that it recognizes is the Baha'i faith or the Bahal faith. It's the only one that the UN recognize. So, what does that tell you, right? Going by the works of the hidden hand and the works of the agenda, everything is already there. It's all there, right? All you have to do is look. For example, let me think. When they talked about the coronaviruses, now seemingly they've talked about coronaviruses for years and years and years, but the majority of people had never even heard of a coronavirus. And then all of a sudden, oh, what is it? Oh, it's already been there. But this is a new type. And it's similar, it could be a similar situation. The Baha'i faith, it's already there. It's yet to, if you like, have its day. And if you asked the majority of people about the Baha'i faith, they would say, what? They wouldn't know. But of course, if they looked, they would certainly find it, right? Now I noticed you'll notice as well in the Bill Cooper clip how they talked about justice, and what did the Grand Aham emphasize about peace and justice. It's all very fitting, right? Maybe it's only me that finds it all very fitting, but I think this is the beginnings of a one world religion, and the agreement got signed in 2019. But I had only heard of it last week. Some of you might have known about it. I'd imagine Frank and Justine, they've heard about it, right? Surely. So yeah, I noticed a comment before I carry on, before I forget. Gary, a lot of people do think that some sort of inside into I can kind of see why as well. But like I just said there, a lot of the information, it is there. All you have to do is look for it and connect the dots, and you'll see it. And Bill Cooper was very good at doing that. A lot of what he said there, he's read from different books in regards to the Baha'i faith. I think a book in particular. So it's not even his information. He's sharing the information that he's came across, right? So I can understand why some people might think that, to be honest. But personally, I don't think he was. Going by his life and the stuff that he had to go through and just the suffering, I don't think Bill wasn't one of them, put it that way. Not in my opinion, at least. But hey, I've been wrong before, so my wife tells me. I don't believe her, right? I'm not having it. Seemingly once in 2012, I got something wrong. But apart from that, you're good to go, right? All good. Of course, you can't be right all the time, but you never know. I mentioned the date for the 4th of February, which was the date that the agreement got signed. Just a random date. Yeah, just a silly normal day, right? The 4th of February. Yeah. It's funny how they pick these dates, and we've covered certain dates before and looked into what's happened on that day throughout history, and it's like, wow, it's a bit of a giveaway, put it that way, a dead giveaway if you want to go with that. And of course, Justine's already spotted the 33, kind of fitting, right? So, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say coincidence. It's a coincidence. Does anyone actually believe in coincidence? Because I certainly don't, right? Just a random date, the 4th of February, 1789, first US Electoral College chooses George Washington as president and John Adams as vice. And I mean, yeah, we know all about George Washington, right? You don't get more Masonic a cult than Washington. You simply don't. It's unbelievable. It's all there, clear as day. Of course, yeah, just a random date. I thought I had another bit of info on February. We might come back to that. But yeah, again, I mean, this one, this is the only one that you really needed to see. What else happened on the 4th of February? Oh, Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook from his dormitory in Harvard. Oh, man. Oh, fucking hell. That is class, right? I mean, come on. Do people actually believe that? Surely no one believes that Mark Zuckerberg done that, right? Honestly. Well, they made a movie. Yeah, means it's true then. If they made a movie, it's a red flag. We've discussed that before. It's a telltale sign that, yeah, the agenda's at play. The hidden hand is at work, right? The 4th of February, we Mark Zuckerberg, the android, launches Facebook from his dormitory in Harvard. Ah, yeah, okay. Sure he did. And they went for, yeah, the 4th of February, right? Shock horror. When it comes to radiation or anything radioactive, that is another one you seem to see on these special dates that they use. And this one, first radioactive substance produced synthetically. Hooray! How the world cheered, right? You can still hear the celebrations echoing around the world because we created a synthetic product that was radioactive. What a fantastic idea that was, right? Whose idea was that? I bet it was John D. Rockefeller. I bet it was his idea. I bet you any money it was John D. that was behind that. That could be a future sort of topic that we could look into. This radioactive substance, even that was produced synthetically. They're great at doing that, aren't they? Producing these synthetic toxins and substances and medicines that are so wonderful. And we're so lucky. Yeah. Let's go with that, right? Just stick with that. We're so lucky, sure. Yeah. Is Zuckerberg human? Certainly not. Certainly not. What is it, Billy? Right, there we go. We're back again. I didn't collapse. My son Billy, you might have heard him there. Yeah, children, right? Who would have them? Oh man, let's not go there. Yeah, Zuckerberg. I mean, when you when you look at the guy, you get an uneasy feeling, and something in your body tells you that yeah, something's not right. So I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him being, let's just go with not human. What he is, I don't know. That's anyone's guess, to be honest. Possibly robotic, possibly some sort of clone experiment. I mean, I don't know. Clone experiment is what I tend to lean towards, but it could be a combination of both, I guess. I did hear a Richie Allen show where he talked about they had managed to grow skin around some sort of robot or robotic mechanism, and it was growing its own skin. I don't know if anyone heard about that. We might look into it a wee bit more. Yeah, that's one way to describe Billy, right? Let's stick with that. Yeah, he's some boy. Put it that way. Good to see Lynn back again. We'll catch you whenever you can, Lynn. Great to see you once again. Great stuff. We're on a bit earlier today, so hopefully, no excuses, right? The way it is, everyone, I better go and chase them up. Anyone who's not here. Yeah. Yeah. I think that again falls into the new world, the new one world order that they basically have in store. It's hard to imagine what sort of human they're going to have. It really is. I struggle to imagine what humans are going to be like in, say, 50 to 75 years, right? I mean, wow, what a thought. What a thought. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I've watched the movie, but the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about the future is the movie Idiocracy. And the scene where the guy who's been frozen over time, he lands in a guy's house, basically the big pod that he's in. It goes through his wall, and the guy's sitting there in the future on a big chair or a sofa, eating crisps and popcorn and all sorts of stuff, with a big huge screen with all these different screens going on in front of him, like Netflix and YouTube and whatever. And he's just there, sat, watching, nothing else. But in the background, outside, it's basically mayhem on the streets. It's like a war zone, pretty much. And in my mind, I shouldn't laugh, but in my mind, I kind of think, yeah, well, that could be the way that it's heading, right? I also do think about the movie Back to the Future. And I think it's when they go to, is it 20? Oh, I'm unsure what year it is actually. But they go into the future. And again, it's kind of like a war zone. In the streets, there's mayhem and crime and all sorts of terrible behaviors, basically. But they don't really touch on that in the movie. That's kind of in the background and it's in the future. But obviously, they're portraying that things ain't going well. And here we are today, right? So yeah, any sort of radioactive activity or nuclear activity you will notice they pick certain dates for it, which is quite interesting. And for a few reasons, actually. And we might get into that in the future. But sticking with the 4th of February, the date when they signed the interfaith agreement. But it's not a one world religion. No, don't be stupid. Of course it's not. Yeah. So what is it then? I don't know. Maybe you should ask Bill Gates. What? I thought it was interesting. You might have heard Bill Cooper say in that clip, these entities these Baha entities, they get called Babs or Gates. Yeah, Gates. And I'm pretty sure that the Gates family, I don't think they were originally Gates. I think it got changed to Gates. And I find that all rather, I don't know, fitting. Strange, maybe. Can we go with that? Did anyone else hear the Gates part? Or was it just me? Was it only me that was listening, right? Gates of hell, yeah. You can say that again. But if you do, you might have missed it. If you did, if you listen back, these Baha entities, they call themselves Gates or Babs, which I thought was quite funny as well. Barbara Bush, I think that was her name. Did she not get called Babs as well? So kind of fitting, right? All just a coincidence as well. Seemingly a royal coronation in China, 960. Yeah, again, 4th of February, murder of interest. How can that be a phrase? Murder of interest? What? 1880. Does anyone know about this? Has anyone done any research on this murder? Black Donnelly massacre in Canada. Irish immigrants James, John Thomas, and Bridget Donnelly murdered at home by members of the Vigilance Committee. Again, yeah, 4th of February, right? Yeah, I found that Gates one really, I mean, quite staggering. And I'm pretty sure Frank might be able to, he might know. I'm pretty sure the Gates family weren't originally Gates. Now, why change your name to Gates if it wasn't that, and why the name Gates, right? It's a strange name to be taken. I think we'll maybe, I've got a note of it anyway, and I think we will get back to that. I'm sure I've heard about this murder in the past, but I can't recall what I heard about it. Again, it's something we might look into. We all know who this guy is, right? Nicola Sturgeon. Yeah. Looks a bit like Nicola Sturgeon, to be honest. Adolf Hitler, married to Ken O'Keefe. Big Ken O'Keefe, the fucking Marine. Oh man, honestly. If you watch Ken O'Keefe's live stream that he done a few days ago, he's basically wanting to marry Mr. Hitler. He's going, I love Hitler. I love Adolf. It's funny because I shouldn't laugh at the guy because I don't think he's I don't think he's all there, to be honest, and that's rich coming from me, and I genuinely don't like to say that, but I know the guy's had a lot of issues in the past. But I mean, come on. Hitler was an agenda's man. Fucking there's not much more agenda's man than Hitler. And anyone who claims to be in a truth movement or whatever they want to call it, who would promote Hitler, fuck off. Honestly. I think people here deserve a bit more respect than that, because they're not fooled by any agenda puppet. Yeah, but socialism was good. That's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. The streets were clean. Again, that's got absolutely nothing to fucking do with it. Look at the facts. Look at history. An agenda's man. Big time. Straight up. No two ways about it. Like them all. Churchill. Donald Trump. Biden. All these top officials. All controlled by the fucking hidden hand. The elites, if you like. The bloodlines. So, I mean, I've got no time for people who basically promote guys like Hitler. I mean, come on. Honestly. I know people here have got a bit more sense than that. But yeah, what was it? What happened again? 1938. Hitler seizes control of German army and puts Nazis in key posts. February 4th. Yeah. 1938. Excuse me. This is quite an interesting one here. Well, to be fair, they're all quite interesting, I thought. Of course, you're free to make up your mind yourself, but I thought, yeah, it always seems to be rather fitting, and there always seems to be these what people might call coincidences, and they would just simply dismiss them as a coincidence time after time after time after time after time after time after time, and continue to just basically put their fingers in their ears and sing loudly and not listen to any truth whatsoever. They simply don't want to hear it. They don't want to take it on. They can't. They can't. I don't know. They can't comprehend. They don't want to face up to any responsibility, because that could affect their life, their, if you like, bubble that they're in, the womb that they're in, protected with all their, quote, freedoms that they have. Their gadgets, their Netflix, their computers, motorbikes, fast cars, you name it. They wouldn't want to jeopardize any of that, right? Yeah. The Great Delusion, yeah. Without a doubt, Justine. On the ball tonight. Lots of great comments, actually. Gary as well. Great to see everyone engaging. It really is. So here we're going to 1945. Anyone about then? Is anyone willing to be brave enough? I don't think we've got. Judging by what I've seen on the YouTube studio, I don't seem to get very many people viewing who are over the age of about 60. I don't think. Is there anyone here over that age? Is anyone willing to share? Which I thought was quite interesting, but I think the majority of the audience is between, if I can remember rightly, I think between 30 and 45 or 55. So that's the sort of area the majority of people seem to be that watch. I mean, it means nothing. It's nothing that I look into, to be fair. People are going to like it. It doesn't matter what age they are. They're going to be interested or like it at any age, to be fair. But it's not made. All the content is made for adults, so it shouldn't be watched by anyone under 16. And going by the stats again, it's not, right? And I mean, hey, you've got to let young people get on with their life and be young, right? Of course, they probably still manage to get on to different videos, and yeah, maybe it's helped them. Who knows, right? Sorry, I went too fast there. I'm jumping the gun. So here we're going to 1945. Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Joseph Stalin. What? Meet at Yalta in the Crimea to discuss the final phase of World War II. The A-Team has arrived. Fear not, the heroes. Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, heroes, right? That's what these guys, that's basically what society would make you believe, or would make you think, that these guys are heroes of their time. Churchill, big brave Winston Churchill, winning the war. Little do they know, you would be hard pushed to find a more evil entity than Winston fucking Churchill. I shit you not. And I would imagine, and I'm kind of going out on a limb a wee bit here, but from what I've gathered in the past, the same will be said for Stalin and Roosevelt. They will be peas in a fucking pod. I shit you not. They are not heroes, far from it. Don't be fooled. Do your own research. Don't believe me. Look into everything. Honestly. Leave no stone unturned. And always go, at least in my opinion, always go with your gut instinct, right? It won't let you down. So these guys here, the A-Team, the godfathers of the world, yeah, meeting up. I wonder who arranged it. Probably John D again. It'd have been John D and one of the Rothschilds, probably. Or what's the other family that I can never pronounce? Is it Oppenheimers? Frankel, no. I can never pronounce their name, but when it comes to any movement on the agenda front, the hidden hand front, usually the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds will be pulling the strings and funding it and arranging it. As I got disturbed there again. Is it Offenheimer? There you go. Yeah, Justine. She knows the score, right? There you go. Great stuff. And Frank, of course, Frank knew. I'm unsure. I think I'm pronouncing it correct, but I'm probably not. Knowing me, right? Going by my history. But there you go. Space Butters. That rings a bell, actually. That. Yeah, that does ring a bell. Who's having a go at Tuchters? Lynn, because she's a Glaswegian. Of course, my dad's family and my late father, he was Glaswegian. But I've not got a Glaswegian accent because obviously born and raised in Elgin. It's what some people might call maybe Tuchter, Doric, Pictish accent, Norwegian accent, maybe. Yeah, we'll go with that, right? Whatever you want to call it. I've had all kinds of abuse and you name it, and for my accent, which is quite funny. I find it quite funny. I've got the skin for it, so it's all good, right? I did kind of wonder if people would be able to understand because I can fall into sort of speaking slang, I guess. But I try not to. I try and speak as best as I can, which can be tough. Let's go with that, right? So we're going to have a look at this because they took a photo. Of course they did. Yeah, of course they did. I done a video on NASA yesterday, right? So if you've not seen it, check it out. They want anyone who's got anything that belongs to NASA. If you think you own it because you bought it, you don't own it. NASA, NASA still own it, and they want it back. Even cockroaches that would be basically rotted away to nothing unless they're in some sort of resin, I guess. But anything that NASA have ever owned, if you've bought it and you currently own it, you don't own it. NASA own it and they want it back. Why would that be, right? Why can people not have this stuff? I wonder. Yeah. Nothing to do with the guy who tested a moon rock that turned out to be, common petrified wood. Now, I don't think there's many beaches and forests on the moon, but what do I know, right? So, Franklin, Winston Churchill, and Stalin, the good guys. Here they go. Now, what we making of this photo? What does anyone want to point anything out? Yeah, cockroaches that ate moon dust. Ah, man. I mean, fucking hell. Good old NASA, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go to the moon, we're going to get moon dust, we're going to come back to Earth, and then we're going to feed it to cockroaches. What? Yeah, we're going to spend 4 million on it. It's going to be great. Yeah. They've got all the good ideas, NASA, right? And I thought it was rather fitting because, they are cockroaches. That's what they are. The people who work there, the majority of them, at the top especially, they are cockroaches. So, of course, cockroaches work for NASA. But I mean, it's insane, right? What else did they try and feed it to? Spider. They tried to make Spider-Man. I dread to think of the stuff they've gotten up to in them laboratories, honestly. We covered an experiment that got done before where what was it again? They done something with a spider in its web. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, what? They done what? It never makes any sense. Honestly, it's so just messed up. But here we've got the Three Musketeers, right? Churchill. And they're all sitting in Masonic poses. Without a doubt. Stalin's got the triangle. And the other two have got their arms up into a triangle. That's a Masonic pose as well. Where you lift your hand up to your hip and create a triangle that way. And I think on both of them it's a double triangle. Stalin's pretty much doing it as well, and the hand gesture. And if you look in the background, I mean, where were they? Fucking Solomon's Temple by the looks of it. You've got the pillars in the back, the arches. And I mean, I can't see the floor very well, but it pretty much looks like a Masonic lodge that they're in. I mean, these guys don't fool anyone. Surely, come on. It's crazy to think that even still today, people can't see the world that we really do live in. I mean, what would it take? What would it genuinely take for a lot of these people to finally say, right, okay, shit needs to be sorted out. We're probably going to have to take a few steps back. But it is likely the only way to move forward. And we might have to fucking fight a bit of fire with fire. Failing that, we're going to have to think way outside the box to try and stop this plan, if you like. Because it is one big plan that seems to never end. Complete domination. That this thirst for power and control, it has no limit whatsoever. None whatsoever. I mean, I think they pretty much want to. We're robots already. Let's face it, right? But I think they pretty much really do want to turn us into genuine fucking robots that they can control. Maybe even right down to what we think. And going by some of the, at least what they say, going by some of the technology that they have, that's probably already happening. And if it is and has been happening, when have they used it? When have they manipulated people? What have they done? What atrocities have they carried out through their manipulation? I reckon we could probably find them. Without a doubt, they would stick out like a fucking sore thumb. And they do. They always do. But they always tend to pop up these incidents. Shootings, if you like. Atrocities, disasters. And we never seem to get anywhere, benefit or gain or learn. But the entities that pull the strings, they always seem to gain. Look at the top richest people in the world during the pandemic. Now, the whole world pretty much got fucking shut down. So you would imagine there would have been money lost, right? Surely a knee-jerk break, the imprisonment of the planet? Well, no, it was the complete fucking opposite. Now, how did that happen? Talk about inside knowledge, right? It's easy when you know. When you know the result, you're going to win the bet, right? Without a doubt. Because you know what's coming. And that's not hidden. That is in no way hidden whatsoever. It's there clear for everyone to see. They don't even hide the fact that they're rolling in it. Even at the height of a pandemic. Or a so-called pandemic, anyway. So yeah, hey. In my opinion, that is as Masonic as it comes. When I seen this photo, I thought, wow. Certainly not trying to hide anything here, right? Is there anyone here who has got any information that they want to share on Stalin or Churchill? If you have, put it in and we'll discuss it. I think I've got... Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, and this one I thought, wow, that is quite strange, right? Because I thought if Bill Gates is in it, it's probably going to be... He released Microsoft Windows 95 on the 4th of February, 1998. But no. It was the date he got a pie in his face. The 4th of February, 1998. And yeah, that's a strange one, that. Kind of got me thinking, that one, right? About this incident that occurred in 1998. Maybe there's a bit more to it than we know. right? Maybe not just a random act from some guy, like they claimed. I think that's what they claimed pretty much happened. But of course, Gates would be in it, right? Given what we know about him as an entity and what we know about what Bill Cooper said in the audio that we played, it's no surprise that we then see Bill again, connected to the date, the 4th of February, which of course was the date that they signed the interfaith agreement, which is basically an agreement for a one world religion, all but in name. And yeah, Kermit the Frog there, right? Does anyone think that Bill Gates has been replaced or is a different person or no longer here? Because I sometimes get that feeling, honestly. I think the guy must be some sort of AI entity because he's involved in too much. It's humanly impossible. It can't be done. I don't think it can be done. Looks very female. Yeah, I can see that. Especially in the one where you see his moobs. Without a doubt. Yeah, but and he looked pregnant. Well, it is 2022, right? So who knows? I see Carmel in the hood. Yeah, we're on early today. We're going to go about another. I don't want to go too long, but I did reckon about 2 hours. So yeah, we're still going. You can still catch a bit at least. Yeah, we have touched on that before. There was talk about Ancestry.com said that wee Billy was brown breed. Bill Gates and his wife were brown bred. And I think the story along with that is they got seemingly taken out while in Africa because people weren't happy. And I mean, I would not rule that out, to be honest. How hard would it be for these entities to simply replace a person that no one really ever sees or hears from? You just see them on the news or on the TV, if you like. How hard would it be? How hard would it really be? It wouldn't be hard. When you also consider the technology, the holograms, the rest of it. I mean, we do know because a lot of officials in the past, if you like, have came out and said, yeah, I've got a double, I've got 2 doubles or 3 body doubles that look the same because they get worried about maybe being assassinated. And let's face it, you wouldn't even need a body double with the way they can do sort of faces in terms of an artistic makeup is quite staggering. You see it in different movies. Of course, one that comes to mind, quite a famous one, is Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, man. When, of course, the scene when Robin Williams peels off the skin, or the mask even, and unveils himself. He's not Mrs. Doubtfire, it's their dad. Shock horror, right? Who'd have thought it? There you go. Classic film, Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams, there's an interesting one that we could get into in the future. What do people think of him? When I was growing up, he was probably the funniest actor on TV, I thought. Either Robin or... I'm forgetting his name now. Oh, no way. Oh my God. The guy that's in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. How can I forget his name? Oh, Honestly. Oh, how did that? He's in the Truman Show. What's his name? Somebody's gonna. I can't believe I've forgotten his name. Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue, and then it was just gone. Oh, fuck's sake! What is his name? I mean, Ace Ventura was I loved that film when I was growing up. I really did. Jim Carrey, that's the one. Dominic saved the day. How did I forget his name? Do you know this? It was completely gone. I could not remember the guy's name. The Mask as well. I thought that was class when I was growing up. So, I mean, when I think back, for me personally, there wasn't much funnier than Robin Williams and Jim Carrey, if you can remember his name. Have you seen the picture of him when he was a little girl? Is that Bill Gates or Jim Carrey? I'm unsure. In Ace Ventura, there's a character who's transgender. Is she not a male? But they think he's a female. And at the end, they reveal him as a male, and they had all spent time with him. So they all start being sick, right? Which is quite funny. And I thinking back, yeah, strange sort of twist in the story to have as well. Kind of makes you wonder. But yeah, I can see why people would think Bill Gates. I mean, we have looked at the body structure in the past, and it doesn't look good for Bill, put it that way, right? There is people out there who go into it quite deep. In regards to this transgender sort of hidden world where so many people are actually a different gender that it would fucking shock you. It would stun you to the core, honestly. Some of them I've thought, wow, not them, but it's like, well, yeah, actually, I can see why people are saying that. Of course, I can't prove anything in that sense. I take it all with a pinch of salt. But a lot of it, yeah, I can certainly see why people think it without a doubt. Wee Billy, spelt with a I-E, right? Yeah. Failed marriage now as well with Melinda. Or is it's Michael, I think, right? Would make sense. Billy being a female and Melinda being a male. Of course. And the inversion due to the satanic nature of it. Again, we can't prove anything, but I certainly would not rule that out, honestly. And you might have seen there, because I went too fast. Again, the 4th of February, I shit you not. Sputnik 7 launches into Earth orbit. Yeah, so the 7th. What is this, the 7th one that they launched? Or would this be the first Sputnik? I'm unsure. I guess it's still now flying around the atmosphere, right? And not lying at the bottom of the sea. But yeah, again, just a random date that's been chosen. And this date has no borders. It's used in China, Russia, America, the UK, right across the globe. People could say, look, it means nothing. I tend to think different. There's a reason they would have picked this date. And when it comes to Sputnik, nothing but complete deception. Big time. Complete deception. Let me see. I think that might be the last slide for the dates, at least. Yeah, there you go. So you might think, well, just a random date, but I can't, honestly. I find it really strange. They wouldn't have picked the 4th of February by accident. to sign that agreement. There would have been a reason for it. And if there was a reason for it, if you look back on history, you'll see that date being used by the hidden hand. And I think we have just seen it. I think a prime example out of that would be the Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook from his dormitory. Ah, man. That always makes me laugh, that one. Of course he did. Yeah. Of course, we all know what Facebook really was, right? I'm sure Frank knows what it originally was called. Does Frank? Frank will let us know in the chat. Anyone else want to take a stab at Facebook's original name before it became Facebook, right? But Mark Zuckerberg started it on the 4th of February. Sure he did. I see John, our brother John Davidson in the hood. Good to see you, brother. Back again. I seen a bit of you on Friday. I was busy, but listening, right? And I'm going to have a movie for you tomorrow, right? So I'll get it to you. I'm not going to give anything away at the moment, but yeah, I've narrowed it down at least. So, do you know this? It's been harder than I thought. It's been way harder than I thought to pick a movie. I'm not doing it again. I'm not picking a movie again. I should have just let someone else do it. The story of my life, right? But yeah, I see Draga. He knows the score. Life log. Yeah. And Frank as well, who I thought would know. Life log. You might want to look into that if you've not heard about it, right? Because going by what I've seen, that was a CIA creation. That was pretty much what Facebook became or started off as. And I think LifeLog basically ended as a firm the day that Facebook started. Totally nothing to see there, right? I mean, come on. Do we know much about February as a month? Its origins and stuff like that. Is there anyone who's big on their history when it comes to months of the year? Because I'm certainly not. That is for sure. I don't even know what month we're in now. I remember I done a live stream on Facebook for the Jacobites, and it was April. It was about April the 12th, and I had finished the live stream, and I said, "Look, I said it was March." I was saying it was March. I was talking about the weather, saying, "Well, it is March," and people were in the comments saying, "He thinks it's March." It's April, so there you go, right? What do I know? But I was about 2 weeks late. Isn't March actually the first month? I'm unsure. It might be. I don't know much about the month of March, but I did see. Where is it actually? I was meant to put it in the slide. Let me get it. I thought I had put it in, but me being me, fucked it up, right? Typical. One of these days, let's go with that. I'll see if I can find it now. One thing I noticed as well that I never put it in the slides, but if you go to the 4th of February on this day, the amount of earthquakes, wow. I mean, do earthquakes pick a day? because there seems to be a seriously abnormal amount of earthquakes. Honestly, look it up. If you don't believe me, you're going to have a look, because I think I counted about 6 or 7. I'm unsure as the total number, but I certainly came across 4 or 5. Maybe not 6 or 7, but even 4 or 5. I'm trying to see if I can find it here. One in 1975, 7.3 in China. 1976 in Guatemala, in Honduras, killing over 22,000 people. There was more. The Olympics, the first ever Winter Olympics, the 4th of February. The French abolished slavery. 4th of February, 1794. 2 astronomers, 1600, the 2 top astronomers in the world, they meet up for the first time in Prague. I wonder who arranged that one, right? 4th century Bible discovered, 4th of February, 1859. Now, I'm not going to find what I'm bloody looking for, am I? When you're looking for it. Yeah, the first ever Winter there's quite a few, actually, connected to the Olympics, which is always, in my opinion, a certain red flag, without a doubt. When it comes to months of the year or the calendar, I think we could do a live on that. I'm not going to find this now. So I think that might be it there. So February or Februa, and it calls it a feast of purification. Obviously relating to possibly Februa, a god or goddess. A feast of purification. Roman ruler Numa Pompilius, we'll go with that, added January at the beginning and February at the end of the calendar. Eventually, February was moved between January and March. So in the original calendar, which I think would have been 10 months, if I'm correct, it was the original end month was February, and January was the first month of the year. Then February ended the year, but for some reason they moved February to after January, straight after it. And I find that rather strange, and talk about confusing, right? I think there is a lot of deception at play when it comes to the calendar. I think it is likely that the calendar that we go by is not even the right calendar, if you want to call it that. I think they will have their own date, if you like. I mean, and just now even, I'm looking at the date. It's the 3rd of the 7th, 2022. It might not be. It could be really the 8th. But they've manipulated it and manipulated time even in society to an extent where we've sort of lost our way. I could be wrong, but I reckon it is. I know the 2nd of February, there's a big satanic connection there. in the beginnings of February. It doesn't mention the 4th, but that doesn't mean there's not a connection there with the 4th. There would, in my opinion, there is. I'm just unsure of what exactly it is at the moment, but I thought the term Feast of Purification was interesting, to be honest. In the moving of months, right? I wonder if they'll ever do that again. Yeah, we're going to move May. We're going to move May to before December, right? Bloody better not. My birthday's in May. There'll be hell to pay for. But I think the calendar is one we could certainly get into in the future, right? What I'm going to do now is pretty much, I think I might play some Bill Cooper audio, and then we'll call it a day, right? So we've went about 2 hours, so not too bad, and that gives you the whole night to do as you please, right? And enjoy yourself. And like I always say, whatever you do, never, ever, ever live in fear. Not for one split second. Don't even entertain the thought. Don't do it. And get out there, have fun if the weather will let you. If you're in Scotland, that might be a different story. Failing that, relax, enjoy yourself. Life's too short, right? You never know what's around the corner. So we keep going, we keep fighting. Tomorrow's a new day. Like I said, whatever you do, never ever live in fear, because if you switch on that television, that's what they're going to try and do to you. Put you in a state of fear, a state of confusion. That's exactly where they want you, because then they can manipulate you as they see fit. Confusion is the first, in my opinion, the first tactic that they use. Confusion, shock, trauma. Then they've basically got you in the palm of their hand. It's almost like a business tactic. A salesman. They'll confuse you, and then 2 minutes later you've bought an ironing board that you don't even need. How did he do that? Salesman, right? Anyway, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night, wherever you may be. Let me quickly say cheerio before we dash. John, yeah, good to see John back again, and a pleasure. It's always a joy watching your streams. I'm very grateful for the time that you put out, and we'll get a catch up again. And like I said, I'll email you tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, right, with the movie that we'll review at the end of the month. So look out for that. Good to see John, our Scottish brother, back again. Great stuff. And Frank, a regular. Frank's pretty much a fixture at That's Life, but not as we know it. He's part of the furniture, right? So big respect to Frank, and thanks very much for all the emails, the information, your time. I'm very grateful. And Bill, there you go, Bill Layden, is it? Bill Landon, we'll go with that. Good to see you. No demoralization tactic formed against thee shall prosper. Yeah, I like it. I like it. God bless. Yeah, I like that one, Bill. That's great. That's a great way to end it. Who else have we got? Lynn as well. Good to see Lynn. Time to chill after the dishes. Yeah, good for you. It's a late dinner for me, so that's what I'll be going to do now. And I think Hunter's chicken, right? Do we know Hunter's chicken with the barbecue sauce and the bacon and the cheese and of course the chicken, right? Oh, you've got to love a bit of chicken. See, I could never be a complete vegan. Or, sorry, vegetarian. I couldn't be a vegan, fucking no chance. But a vegetarian, possibly. But, I mean, it would only have to be for so much. I would have to have meat from time to time. I could cut down on meat. I think I could do that. But I couldn't not eat meat. I seen an article about a burger that was a vegan burger that tasted like human flesh. Now, yeah, what a world, right? I mean, what the... Honestly, first of all, why on earth are they making burgers that are usually meat, that are not meat, look like meat? Who are they trying to kid? And why on earth would it taste like human flesh? I mean, what sort of people control this world? Satanic people? Ha 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 ha. Surely not, right? Of course, yeah. Well, that would make fucking sense then. Soylent Green sprung to mind when I seen that. It is here, big time. So get prepared. As best as you can, look after yourself, become self-sufficient. Yeah, it was at McDonald's, was it? I'm unsure, actually. I don't think it was McDonald's, but I know they've got vegan burgers or plant-based burgers that are vegan that look horrid. Ugh, honestly. Again, talk about an evil entity. McDonald's. Look at what they've done to the children, to children and adults alike for generations now. Look at obesity in America, in the UK. Fuck, it is crazy. When you look back from photos of mass gatherings from, say, 60s, 50s, 70s, you don't see many fat people. When you look at photos similar today, yikes. You can't fit as many people in the photo anymore. I shouldn't laugh, right? I shouldn't laugh because it's not anyone's fault. It really isn't. We're all victims of the fucking hidden hand. No matter what we think we all are, none of us escape it. We're all stuck in the beast society. So, like I said, this is why we push every day. We do our best in terms of trying to expose, if you like, enlighten, learn, share information, know what to stay away from. Because that sort of information, it will save your fucking life. And it's probably saved quite a lot already. And yeah, we might get into the juice actually next week, right? So look out for that. Anyway, a bit of a long goodbye that. Fucking hell. Gonna be another hour saying goodbye. Typical. Anyway, this time I'm gonna shoot off. I'll play a tune, and good to see Pedro as well. Great stuff. And Jojo, Gizmo, and Dave. Great to have you. First in the door, Big Dave, right? So, check is in the post, brother. Look out for it. Over in Netherlands, actually, my eldest son was traveling through Netherlands today on his way to Germany, Deutschland, right? So, yeah, a small world, right? So I think he might be in Germany now, but he, for the first time, got to visit Netherlands and travel through it, which is great. And it's good to see Dave back again. And Joni, where did Joni go? Joni Rotten. I think a new face. So good to see you. A pleasure to have you. Gary, a pleasure to have you again as always. And Rich, of course. Carmel came in and then Rich was 2 minutes. Rich was 2 minutes behind, right? Good to see you two troublemakers back again. And yeah, great stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed it, right? I always do personally. I enjoy the engagement. I really do. Not so much butchering articles, but the engagement. I always feel that I come away that I've learned. I've certainly learned, without a doubt. So I'm very grateful to everyone that's joined in tonight. I will be back again. I think I've got a video coming out tomorrow, a short video. I won't say anything about that. In terms of being live, it's likely going to be Wednesday, right? So look out for it. And I can't say a time because it could be any time. I'm terrible at keeping a time. And I do apologize. My timekeeping is horrendous, right? But obviously, I've got other priorities that I need to attend to, and I do try my best, right? I do try, because I have got a lot of respect for people, especially the people who watch and take time to engage. So I do try my best. I do try my best to stick to a time, but hey, life gets in the way, right? Bugger them kids, pesky kids. Phil, I am. First time seeing you on the Last Jacobites Facebook. Since then, I've been a silent watcher for ages. Now I thought was the time. Fantastic, Phil, I am. That's great. I've kind of wondered in the past if anyone had maybe jumped over after watching me on the Last Jacobites, because what I tend to think is that people watch me there and that's enough. They don't think, actually, I'll go and follow the guy. I'll go and follow him on YouTube, right? Because I found it quite interesting. But it is good to see that you've bitten the bullet, took the plunge, and started following on, or subscribed even, on YouTube. It's a pleasure to have you. And like I said before, feel free to comment. Feel free to share any experience whatsoever that you want to share. If you want to ask a question, by all means. Hey, I've not got any answers, but someone in the chat might certainly be able to help you out, and we can certainly share our opinion, and we can try and help each other out at least, right? Anyway, great to see Phil. I am fantastic. That's great, and everyone else, Sue as well. Sue Sprain. We'll go with that. Good to see you. A pleasure. So let me see if I can set up a tune, and then we'll call it a day. And like I said, likely I'll see you on Wednesday. Okay, so until then, that is about it. Bye bye.
Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, as a friend, as I know enemy. Take your time, hurry up, choice is yours, don't be late. Take a rest, as a friend, as I know memory. Come, dust and mud, soaked in bleach, as I want you to be, as a trend, as a friend, as I know memory. When I swear that I don't have a gun, no, I don't have a gun, no, I don't have a gun.
Okay, cut.
When I smell that I don't
Wow,
have a
Neil
gun.
Armstrong. Hey, wait a minute.
No,
You're
I
supposed to be on the moon.
don't
I just saw it on TV.
Oh, there's a
I
tape delay
don't have a gun.
on solar winds.
No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. Oh, Lordy, no, trouble so hard. Oh, Lordy, no, trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Oh, Lordy, now trouble so hard. Oh, Lordy, now trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Yes, I will come the other day. My soul was a happy because she don't me. I went down the other day. My soul was a happy because she don't me. Oh Lordy, now trouble so hard. Oh Lordy, now trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. And I went up that hill again today. My soul was a happy good stay all day. But I went to my room and did stay long. Looked at the bed and my brother was there. Oh Lordy, now trouble so hard. Oh Lordy, now trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God.
We copy you down, Eagle. Distance, tranquility base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breaching again. Thanks a lot.
Oh Lordy, now trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God.
We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your country.
not joking. We're not lying. We're not exaggerating. This is so bad, everyone, that we're willing to take this